Good morning, everyone. Happy Tuesday. It is March 12th. Lisa, Lydia, Scott here with you this morning. Of course, we're live on Facebook every weekday morning. We love it when you join us. It stays on your feed throughout the day, so you can watch it whenever it works for you. We also make it into a podcast. You can find that at inforum.com/podcast. Look for the Inforum Minute. And we're on all of the social media platforms, so you can check us out wherever you are throughout the day as well.
Well, yesterday was absolutely beautiful.
Record-breaking.
Please put it on
Stunner.
repeat.
Yeah, I know, just again and again and
Yeah.
again. So we did manage 70 yesterday. Happened around 5 p.m.
Okay.
Couple records were set with that one. One, a daily record high. Our previous record high for March 11th was 63 degrees, so we smashed that. Put that to rest. 70 will now go down as the record high for March 11th. The other thing was, it was our first 70 of 2024, and now officially the earliest 70 we have ever seen in Fargo. Beat that record by 4 days. The previous record was March 15th, 2015. We hit 75 that day. That was our earliest 70 up until yesterday happened. And now March 11th, 2024 is our earliest 70 on record.
All right.
It's kind of not a surprise. I mean, we are well ahead of average with each decade. Our first 40 was in January, our first 50 was in January, our first 60 was February 26th, and now we've seen our first 70. So when will the first 80 happen?
Well,
right?
start the countdown.
Average is May 6th. So, I mean, we probably won't make it to May 6th. Not having snow on the ground makes a really big impact and a really big difference on that. So now that our ground is bare and really has been bare for most of the winter, our soils can warm up, and that allows your temperature to really soar in the afternoon. Plus, it's now staying light out later, so that gives time for your temperature to grow. All of that being said, today will not be quite as warm, but still a nice day. We're going 62.
That's
Record
nice.
high today is 66. It's possible, if we get the right amount of sun at peak heating today, 66 is not out of reach. So we'll watch that number closely. Otherwise, light winds in and out of clouds. Really nice, comfortable day. Good day for the last day of spring break for a lot of kiddos out there. Tomorrow, a little bit cooler yet. Clouds start to roll in. We'll go 50s for a lot of us, 40s for others, maybe a sprinkle or a flurry. I am watching out for a chance at a few showers, maybe mixing with some snow overnight Wednesday into Thursday. Thursday morning commute might have a little bit of an impact. It's very patchy, isolated, so it's not a big widespread guarantee, but something we'll watch out for by Thursday morning. With that will come a temperature drop too, so we'll be in the 40s on Thursday.
Oh, it's going to be freezing.
I know, it's just so much different. We've talked this morning, my threshold now of what's like an acceptable temperature is so much higher than it should be for
Right.
March 12th.
Yeah.
Let's see, 30s then for the weekend. That will really feel
sure.
cooler.
Ooh.
Chance of snow, maybe some wind, maybe some travel impacts.
Okay.
Let's not cancel weekend travel plans just yet, but kind of keep an eye on it at this point. I know we have our last of our state tournaments this weekend,
Yes.
so we're going to watch out for maybe a little bit of snow.
Yeah.
Models don't agree on this system yet. That's kind of why I'm using the word maybe, because I just don't have a good grasp on this system just yet. Either way, it doesn't look like a ton of snow. I just think maybe some inconvenient travel this weekend. 30s then take over for the rest of the 10-day forecast. I don't have us, dropping down to the 30s and then immediately going back to the 50s, kind of like we've been doing.
Yeah.
So I think 30s are going to hold tight to finish
Okay.
out your 10-day, which will feel a little chilly.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
That 10-day forecast, of course, on your Storm Tracker app and on inform.com if you want to check that out in full detail. So, yeah, there's your
Okay.
forecast.
Enjoy
Okay.
today.
Yes, thanks, guys.
Breaking news overnight. We talked about this a lot on First News this morning. The U.S. has carried out new airstrikes in a Houthi rebel-controlled part of Yemen. 6 airstrikes were conducted as part of a larger campaign between the U.S. and Great Britain. The Yemen government says 11 people died in those strikes. The U.S. says these airstrikes destroyed 18 anti-ship missiles. It was in direct response to a Houthi rebel attack on another merchant ship in the Red Sea. Now, since the U.S. started patrolling the waters, since the war in Gaza began, the military has shot down more than 100 Houthi missiles.
And while all of that is going on, a local call for a ceasefire resolution for the war in Gaza has been passed in Moorhead. 2 city council members abstained from the vote, saying the city council isn't the right avenue for that resolution because they don't have any power over national or international issues. While Mayor Shelley Carlson did end up supporting the ceasefire in the end, she says she made her decision with some reservations, and this will likely be the last time that the city council makes a resolution dealing with international law.
Okay, there's probably going to be a few watch parties happening this afternoon.
Oh, yeah.
The NDSU women's basketball team is making history, playing in the Summit League Championship for the first time ever. They beat Oral Roberts 75-76 to secure their spot in today's championship. They're going to be playing at 3:30 this afternoon in Sioux Falls. They have a big challenge ahead of them. They're going to be playing SDSU for the Summit League title, and the Bison have lost to the Jackrabbits twice already this year. But, you know, when it comes to tournament play, you don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah, if one team, one player gets hot, it can change everything, and it's hard to beat a team multiple times in a season. So
For sure.
We'll see what happens. Of course, tip off, like you said, at 3:30. Going to be a lot of fun. We'll, of course, have an update for you after the game, too. And WDAY's Dom Izzo live in Sioux Falls for the Summit League tournament and all the action. You can watch his show Hot Mic live this morning on WDAY Extra from Sioux Falls, 9 to 11 this morning. So tune in for that.
Another big sports story, the Minnesota Vikings are already making moves to replace former starting quarterback Kirk Cousins. Overnight, we learned that they reached a deal with free agent quarterback Sam Darnold. The Vikings are expected to sign him to a one-year, $10 million deal. What are your thoughts?
Well, I don't think that's a great move, but they don't really have any other options because Kirk walked and Atlanta gave Kirk a lot of money. They gave him the bag, 4 years, $180 million. So Sam Darnold comes a lot cheaper than that, and we'll see what happens with the draft at the end of April because all likelihood is Vikings will draft a quarterback, and then it will be kind of up in the air who's actually the starter. But, you know, bringing him in Darnold for 1 year on a reasonable deal, it makes sense.
Makes sense. All right. Well, lots of discussion on that as well.
Yeah.
You know Dom's going to be talking about that as well.
Absolutely. Big topic.
Remember, now is a great time to get your Inform.com subscription. You can follow all the stories that we were talking about as well. All access pass to Inform.com. 99 cents a month for your first 3 months. It's a great deal. Check that out at Inform.com/subscribe.
Yeah, and remember, join us throughout the rest of the day for our newscasts. Our next one's at 11 o'clock this morning, then 4, 5, 6, 9, and 10. And we'll be back tomorrow morning for First News from 5 to 7.
Have a great day, everyone.